Welcome into Cronkite Sports Live on a Wednesday afternoon, March the 27th, 2019. I'm Jack Johnson. Alongside me is my co-host, Reed Harmon. Reed, what are you doing?
Well, Jack, it's National Scribble Day. I'm scribbling.
Well, that's a holiday?
Is this amateur hour? Come on.
Well, it's just scribbling on a piece of paper. Why do we need a holiday for that, Reed?
Don't you oppress me, all right?
But
can you just respect the scribbling? That's
yeah,
it.
I'm not oppressed. Wait, how does that make any sense?
Yeah, camera 4. National Scribble Day on March 27th inspires children to produce kindness through art. Each of us starts out as a little colorful, wrinkled up human being with eyes, nose, and sometimes a shock of hair. Our personality develops as we go. We're a bit like a scribble. Children's scribbles become more than just scribbles when eyes and a smile are added. Somehow personality leaps onto the page, and with it, encouragement for children to grow and express themselves. The positive result, looking back at them, spreads a surge of joy that is infectious. That's what's so wonderful about scribbles. Anyone can make scribbles no matter their ability. This means everyone from their grandfather to the smallest family member can join in throughout the day. Wow.
I am actually inspired, Reed.
It touches deep for me.
You know, actually, it inspired me so much, I did some scribbles of my own.
While I was talking, I appreciate that.
You want to see?
I would love to see that. Is that the family of us?
Yeah, that's our family.
Jack. ASU men's hockey has been a program for 4 years now. In those first 3 years, the Devils made the NCAA tournament a whopping 0 times. Well, for the first time in program history, the Ice Devils in the desert get to dance. This past Sunday, ASU was selected as one of 16 representatives for the 2019 NCAA Division I men's hockey tournament. With its recent bid, ASU broke the record for quickest time to qualify for a tournament after becoming an NCAA team. If you haven't been able to tell, it's been quite a historic ride for the Devils. They finished the regular season 21-12-1, their first winning season and 20-win season in program, you said it, history. So, what's the reward for winning 21 games in 1 year compared to 28 games in the previous 3? Well, ASU is slotted as the number 3 seed in the Midwest Regional and will square off against number 2 seed Quinnipiac in the opening round this coming Saturday at 4:30 p.m. in Allentown, Pennsylvania. For ASU fans, it's a time to be joyous and sparky, no pun intended. For hockey fans, it's a time to be excited that the tournament is around the corner, but also that ASU will be competing. It's a time to recognize the history you are witnessing. It's a time to begin to realize the desert has ice covered all over it, and for the first time ever, and I think I speak for the majority when I say, ASU is a hockey school.
ASU softball continued their hot play with a sweep over Utah. And to talk more about the surging Sun Devils, I bring in softball connoisseur Simon Williams. Simon, in your eyes, how did the Devils look this weekend?
Well, impressive to say the least. After the barn burner of a comeback win against Utah in the series finale on Sunday, they swept the Utes and now boast the record of 13-4 in the month of March. They've looked great this month. They ride an 8-1 stretch over the last 9. And over the course of the regular season, they're 25-8 overall. So honestly, all-around performance, offensively especially, good work by the Devils.
And I do want to highlight one specific offensive player, Simon. How about the performance of Maddie Hackbarth? How crucial was she to the Sun Devils' success over the weekend?
Well, the junior catcher from Oakdale, California, had a monster performance against Utah. 5 home runs over 3 games, 9 RBI in total. And on that Sunday game, she hit 3 of those 5 home runs, driven 4, had a run scored of her own.
Also, got to mention, Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week. What a week it was for Maddie Hackbarth. And with that said, Simon, what is ahead for this ASU softball team?
So they go to Tucson to face the rival Arizona Wildcats, and with that, they face the number 11 ranked team in the country. And so they have a defensive prowess as well. Their top 2 pitchers combined with an ERA of 2.4, and they hold teams to just about 2 runs per game. Now ASU offensively they score about 6 a game. So it's going to be a competition to say the least offensively and defensively. But nonetheless, it's good Pac-12 softball to start off the road slate for the Sun Devils.
That's Simon Williams right there. Great insight, as always, on the Arizona State softball team. And for more insight, you can follow Simon on Twitter and CronkiteSports.com. But right now, I'll send it over to Reed Harmon with an update on Arizona State women's beach volleyball.
Arizona State women's beach volleyball is off to its strongest start in program history. With majority of their games on the road so far, the Sand Devils have captured 10 wins already, pushing them to just 1 win away from replicating last year's total. This past weekend, the Devils hosted the ASU Invitational on their Tempe sand, the first time they have set foot on their home sand for a match all season long. Although it was nice to be home, the Devils invited 3 top 10 teams to Sand Devil Stadium: number 2 USC, number 5 Pepperdine, and number 6 Hawaii. ASU fell to each one of those teams and dropped to 10-8 overall, 1-4 in the Pac-12. Senior Ollie Okaro could not make the Invitational this weekend, and her absence was costly. She and grad student Ashley Wentz were recently named Pac-12 Pair of the Week, the first time Arizona State has received a weekly honor in program history. The duo has won 9 straight matches this season and have not lost as the number 1 pair. Together, Okaro and Wentz hold sole possession in the ASU record books for 10th place in pair wins. Those two are the driving force for this Rising Beach program. The Devils are back on the road this week as they will head to Georgia and South Carolina for the Dig and Duels tournament. They will face College of Charleston, who is currently 12-0. They will also face Georgia State, North Carolina Wilmington, UAB, and South Carolina. For more content on beach volleyball, check out CronkiteSports.com.
Charlie Turner Thorne is a model of consistency in Tempe. 6 consecutive seasons of 20-plus wins. The Devils have been so consistent you could practically book them into the tournament year in and year out. But after 4 consecutive years stuck in second gear, or rather, the second round, Arizona State came into the 2018-2019 season with something to prove, and prove they did. The team took current 1 seeds in the tournament, Louisville and Baylor, down to the wire in the regular season and secured a win over Arizona at home for their marquee victory of the year. Another consistent season, another tournament berth. After dispatching with UCF in the first round, the Devils would once again enter the second round of the tournament. This time, they would get it done. Sophia Lenga made a clutch jump shot to tie the game, and Robbie Ryan had a clutch steal and 2 free throws to secure the game for the Devils, as ASU would get a road victory over Miami and are a member of the Sweet 16 once again. The Devils will take on Mississippi State Friday night in Portland, Oregon. And speaking of Oregon, the ASU baseball team made its first trip up to Eugene over the weekend. Reed?
ASU baseball has had a strong start to their season with 21 straight wins. We brought in WCSN baseball analyst Jessica Carnevale to talk about the season so far. So, Jessica, what challenges have ASU baseball faced up to this point?
Yeah, so ASU baseball right now is 21-1. They haven't had a lot of challenges so far, but their record speaks for themselves. Their winning record right now is 957. So the only challenge they really have faced is Oregon. Last weekend they lost to Oregon on Saturday, but then they came back and won on Sunday. So they really proved themselves and redeemed themselves on that Sunday game. So they're really looking to step up through the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's been a successful team, a successful group all season long. What players to you have stood out in these past few weeks?
Oh, definitely Hunter Bishop. Hunter Bishop has been performing outstandingly. He's already hit 14 home runs so far this season, after coming off a season last year where he only hit 5 home runs. So he's also won Pac-12 Player of the Week twice already. So he's really performing outstandingly. He's leading all of the offensive categories right now.
Yeah, so with 21 wins to their name, I should say, what should you expect the rest of the way out?
The rest of the way out, I think we can have high expectations for this team. They have U of A this weekend, which they're looking to sweep another series in Pac-12 play. They're also almost halfway through their season, so it looks like they're going to have a winning season this year after coming off 2 losing seasons. Also, they're ranked 9th from D1 Baseball and USA Today.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jessica. For more content on baseball, go ahead and go to CronkiteSports.com.
It's Wednesday, my dudes, and that means it is time for The Way It Is. Now, for those who don't understand how the rules goes, Reed, let's explain it to our viewers. We're each going to ask ourselves 3 questions, and then we'll each answer it, and then our producer, Alex Rodier, will pick the winner. It's a very fun segment, and then the winner will get to rant at the end. You ready to go?
I'm ready to win.
All right, you'll take the first one.
All right, first one comes from men's hockey. What are your expectations for them as they head to Allentown to face Quinnipiac on Saturday, their first time in the NCAA tournament?
You know, normally I'm a guy who prepares for the worst, but there is no heartbreak. No one expected anything coming out of this Arizona State men's hockey team, and certainly anything going forward is gravy. It's great to see them in the tournament, and I hope they do well. A lot of people have profiled and chronicled this team going forward. I'm very excited, Reed.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's the 3 seed versus the 2 seed. We'll see what happens.
All right, second question, men's basketball. What are the chances that Pac-12 Freshman of the Year Lou Dort stays for his sophomore season?
In my opinion, I think he should stay just one more year. You saw his inconsistency, you saw his inexperience throughout the tournament. He did make a splash in the beginning of the tournament, but once he faced against Buffalo, you saw where the inexperience started to lie out. I think he should stay one more year. If he does decide to go to the NBA draft, I see him as a late second-round pick maybe, but we'll see how that goes.
I think for the better part of Lou Dort's career, he's got to stay in Tempe. He started out hot against non-conference play, but when the defense and the talent tightened up against him, he looked a little bit out of place and a little bit not really veteran style enough where he was able to navigate through the challenge of Pac-12 tournament play. Another year, a little more experience under his belt, he'll be fine.
I think so. Last question for me, what kind of school are we? Made the tournament for men's and women's basketball was ASU. Football they were average. Hockey has emerged as the team this season, and they have a thriving softball team. What kind of team is ASU?
Well, the great part about being at a Division I school, Reed, is you don't have to pick a team. It's seasonal. There's a lot going on each season. Football, there's always excitement at Sun Devil Stadium. The basketball team, it's a building program. It's taken down Kansas in back-to-back years. The hockey team, we already talked about them. It's going to be very exciting this weekend. Softball and baseball, off to some of the hottest starts in their history, especially baseball starting out 21-1. There's a whole lot of excitement going on. Don't limit it to one sport. Enjoy the whole smorgasbord, as I like to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's a lot of sports that ASU has had this season that have been super successful, but you know, this sport right here, I'm about to win this one. I'll tell you that.
No, there's not a doubt in my mind. Just let's see.
Zoom my face in right now.
It's up to the Cronkite gods.
Let's see. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me.
Oh.
That's not me.
Was there any doubt? Well, here we go. This was an exciting year for the Arizona State men's basketball team. For the first time in 5 years, the Devils were officially dancing. Not dancing in Dayton, mind you. That is like having your birthday party at Applebee's. It's pretty good, but you could do a little better. But Arizona State was back in the field of 64. For a school not entirely accustomed to success on the hardwood, this should be viewed as a major accomplishment. Although the squad defeated Kansas in consecutive years and was a fixture in the top 25 rankings for most of the season, people need to temper their expectations. Arizona State is a building program. That they even made the tournament in back-to-back seasons is the ultimate sign of a descending program. ASU is not going to be Duke or Kentucky overnight. Nobody can pencil this team into the Sweet 16 just yet, but give it time. Arizona State just sported one of its most talented teams in recent memory and sparked a magical season with a sweep of the Arizona Wildcats and highlight reel plays week in, week out from players like Zylan Cheatham and Lou Dort. For a team that was once stuck in Pac-12 purgatory, the Devils have now ascended into the top tier. Year after year, teams will come into the bank knowing there is a tough transaction in front of them. And that's the way it should be, and that's the way it is.
We're going straight to top plays.
Well, let's
we're going to
transition.
top plays. Number 3, we start off at Phoenix Municipal Stadium for some ASU baseball. They've won 21 games already. It's Hunter Bishop with the Rocket down the center field against Cal Baptist University. This was one of 2 home runs he hit during the game, and ASU went on to win that one 15-9.
How about this? Transitioning over to wrestling is the national championships. Zahid Valencia. How about this? Pins his opponent down, and he would go on to repeat as national champion. Just a sign of the depth and success of Arizona State sporting.
And let's go to number 1, our top play. We head back to Muni Stadium. It's Sam Ferry with the walk-off against Washington State, his first collegiate home run. Gigi, good game, good night. Adios, give me that bat flip as he rounds the bases for the 8-7 victory. How about that? Good stuff there. For all of us here at Cronkite Sports Live, we appreciate you guys tuning in on this Wednesday. For all our content, go to cronkitesports.com.